Good evening, one and all. I see there are a lot of people who are waiting for the sessions to end, and I'll not take much of your time. But if there are any doctors or business or other, I would say doctorpreneurs sitting here, this is something that would interest you. This is what we have executed at national level very efficiently, and I would be very excited to share my journey with you. So I represent Nova IVF, which is India's second largest chain of IVF centers. I am business director for the Nova Wings IVF group. As a mother and child platform, we are the largest mother and child platform in the entire Asia with 110 hospitals. So we'll just have a quick understanding about the franchisee models and what exactly it brings on table for both the franchisee as well as the franchisor. So in this presentation, a quick overview of the hospital industry. We saw distinguished dignitaries sitting on this dais and talking about the capex and ROI, ROCE, and various other parameters that are involved in the healthcare or setting up of a hospital. Then we'll also quickly touch upon the franchisee model in India, what is the existent structure of franchises in India, and then lastly evaluating the model. So we have so many multi-speciality hospital founders, CEOs, COOs present here. We have seen that setting up of a hospital in today's environment is a highly capital intensive exercise. A CT scan does not come for free, a MRI machine does not come for free. The same capital can be utilized in various other activities as well. It is also becoming extremely difficult to justify the return on investment, return on capital employed as we go ahead for standalone players. We are single specialty, we are in that 25% and top of that category with respect to our EBITDA. But for a standalone player, it's becoming increasingly difficult because the competition is reaching to the houses of your clients. Patients do not wish to travel even 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers to get good quality treatment because the healthcare providers are reaching their doorsteps. Compared to early 2000s, the competition is at its peak. In the early 2000s, there were hardly few MD, DMs, few hospitals. In one of the panel, I heard that there are almost 2,000 hospitals only in Ahmedabad. So that just signifies the level of competition that we are looking at. And constantly evolving technology and care components. So today here, let's say somebody comes with a 16 slides CT scan. The competition is ready to come out with 64, So the competition is continuously evolving with respect to technology and care component. So what exactly is a franchisee model? Franchise is nothing but a doctor or an entrepreneur wanting to start business, wanting to work in their area, location, but with a reputed brand. So that is in very short and sweet, that is what defines a franchisee model. Of course, there are quite a lot of nitty-gritties linked to that. But there are two types of franchisee models. One is franchisee owned, company operated. Now, this is something which is, linked to an entrepreneur wanting to just invest and move out. The entrepreneur does not want to get into running the hospital, running the clinic, running the setup, looking at the operations. So that is what the first model is all about, franchisee owned, company operated, wherein the investment comes from the investor and the operation is done by the company. Second is franchisee owned, franchisee operated. So this is more of the doctors who are sitting here, or rather who are still sitting here, would wish to run. They will go to an established player, would wish to run a center in their own location, which is at a same levels of protocols, may that be clinical as well as non-clinical protocols, and run it in their own area with the brand of a reputed brand which is already established. Yeah. So just a quick understanding. So why a franchisee model? Very, very important. To beat the learning curve, very simple. Franchisee model is the best way that you can learn, you can beat the learning curve. It is a direct partnership between two set of people having different skill sets. Attributes of a franchisee model, an established brand, we all know Domino's, we all know Taco Bell, we all know McDonald's, so they run multiple franchisee stores in India, and they come with very, very established set of protocols which can be replicated very easily at any location. So, I am just starting a hospital in Himmatnagar in next 2 months. Right below us, there is a Domino's which is opening, and they will be operational within 30 days. So you can understand that with set protocols and set, or rather documented protocols, you can just get going with your business ASAP. So that directly works on, on your go-to-market strategy. Very important, a brand which is recognized today in the market is the one which gets a franchisee opportunity. So, as I said, Domino's, so I would, in the field of healthcare, we can talk of Apollo Clinics. So Apollo Clinics offers franchisee, Sakhya Skin Clinic offers franchisee. In the field of IVF, from where I come from, we have Indira IVF, Nova Wings IVF. So, multiple players offering a lot of opportunities in this field of franchisee. And let us now quickly evaluate the model. So what are the advantages? So for the franchisor, so there are two parties, as I said, with different skill sets. The first party is the franchisor, the one who owns the brand. There is an opportunity. So let's say, ideally I speak to a lot of doctors or, single hospital owners who are doing good level of business. So their turnover has reached 15, 20 crores and they wish to expand, but they lack the intent to maybe hire the team to go to the next level of growth. So for a franchisor, there is a rapid expansion opportunity. Within no time, you can be present across multiple cities without any investment. Easier to manage, you do not need to create an in-house team or a local team to manage the business. Better profits with less or no investment. Rather, the franchisee will give a franchisee fee to the franchisor. So you make profits out of that with lower, absolutely no cost. Increased brand presence, you are suddenly, so let's say once upon a time, I was running 4 centers, and then I decided to open franchises in Bikaner, Hyderabad, Khammam, Dahod, so suddenly from 4, I was present in 8 centers. So, that gives that level of brand recognition at national level. Reduced risk of loss of capital. So let's say if I'm setting up my own hospital chain, I'm investing in the capital, I'm investing in technology. So if that center does not work, then my capital goes down the drain. I at least face a depreciation loss. And lastly, more purchasing power. So let's say, in today's era, it's all about, the power of purchasing. So let's say if I go to a pharma company and I'm talking of purchasing in bulk, if I'm making purchases for 1 hospital versus 10 hospitals, that's a big difference that I can create. Similarly, advantages for franchisee, there is a franchisor support. So franchisor is ideally somebody who is a reputed established brand. So you get support from day one. No need for previous experience. Let's say a doctor wanting to run an IVF setup with us, just 3 years gynec experience can start an IVF lab with our clinical excellence protocols and can get going with the results from day one. Better chances of business success because we have a brand, already established. The doctor does not need to go into the grassroots to establish the brand. Better SOPs and protocols. The SOPs, so, a lot of doctors here have started from scratch and they know the difficulties in setting up the SOPs. It ideally takes anywhere between 999 to 1500 days once you start the business to set up your protocol. So you kill that time and you are on the game from the day one. And better return on investment. Ideally, when a new setup comes up, we tell the business owner that please wait for 999 days. 999 દિવસ રાહ જુઓ, 1000મો દિવસ તમારો. So, that 1000મો દિવસ is, that position is reached maybe very quickly. But there are also some disadvantages. So, for the franchisor, the risk would be, let's say if my person or my franchisee in certain town or city is not performing optimally, then there is a loss of, reputation for me. If there is a medico-legal problem which has happened, then, I have to face those medico-legal problems if I'm not indemnified properly. Loss of financial reputation. People may not wish to opt for my franchisee or even my services if there is some unlikely event which has happened in those franchisees. And possibility of starting their own business. So there is always a chance that as soon as or rather if you have not created enough headroom for not leaving the contract, then the franchisee may wish to leave the agreement and start their own business. However, for the franchisee, the disadvantages are very few. Dissatisfaction of incomplete ownership being one of them. They may at all times feel that there is somebody sitting on my head, even though the investment is mine. Reputation loss in case the franchisor wants to close the business, and incomplete or substandard support from the franchisor. These are some well-known franchises that are available or that are working today in the market in the healthcare industry today. We have Apollo Clinic, we have Nova Wings, we have Indira IVF, we have Shelby with their orthopedic center of excellence. So this was a crisp and short presentation on franchisee options in healthcare, and I'll be happy to answer any of the queries that anybody may have through my email address. Please feel free to mail me. Thank you so much.